To add shaping into your knitting, sometimes you need to increase the number of stitches on your needle. And sometimes you need stitches that will start leaning off to the right-hand side, and sometimes you need stitches that lean off to the left-hand side. So you'll need to do a make one right, or an M1R is how it shows up in your pattern, or a make one left, which is an M1L in your pattern. Let's go over a make one right, and then we'll go over a make one left at the beginning and end of this row. So the M1, which is just a general term for make one, happens in between two stitches. You will be building a new stitch that will lie in between this stitch and that stitch. And because it's on this side of the work, or on this edge, and we want it to lean off to the right, we'll do an M1R. So we'll knit that selvage stitch, and you're going to find the ladder in between the two stitches, and the ladder is just this horizontal yarn that spans this stitch and that stitch. To do an M1R, you pick it up from back to front, and you knit through the front of the loop you just created around your needle. And yes, this part is awkward, and I'm going to tell you why in just 1 second. You just created a twist in the bottom of that stitch you just created. The reason you want to create that twist, and I'll show you in here, I've got 2 stitches. We're going to pick it up from back to front. We're going to do another M1R. If you knit into the back of the loop, you would leave this giant hole in your work. So again, to do an M1R, you find yourself in between 2 stitches. You locate that ladder, you're going to pick it up from back to front, and you're going to knit. You're going to move your tension around so you can knit into the front of that loop on your needle. And you just added a stitch. You just created a stitch on the ladder in between 2 stitches. And that's what it looks like, invisible. Now I'm going to knit to the end of this row, and we will go over a make one left, because we're going to want our stitches to start leaning off to the left hand side. Okay, so now to do an M1L, we're in between 2 stitches. For the M1 right, we went from back to front to pick up that ladder, but for the M1L, we go from front to back. And now this time, instead of going through the front, we go through the back leg of that loop around to create that little twist at the bottom of our stitch. So I'll show you again. M1L, so that our stitches lean off to the left. You go pick up the ladder from front to back, and then you knit through the back leg. Okay, I'll show you again. I'll put one right before the selvage stitch, last stitch. Okay, we're going to find the ladder, pick it up from front to back, knit through the back. So that's how you do an M1R, or make one right, stitches that lean off to the right hand side, and an M1L for stitches that need to lean off to the left hand side.